My name is Emma Drake. I'm a sophomore at Cathedral Catholic High School, and my TED Talk today is going to be why we should have mental health days. I'm experiencing high school for the second time, and I feel that even though I'm not as experienced as a junior or senior, I feel like I have a right to talk about this topic just because I am a high school student and I am experiencing it just like everybody in this room. So, when I was younger, about middle school, I would take a lot of sick days. Not necessarily because I was sick, but because I was overwhelmed and stressed with the amount of homework I'd been given. I would stay up till 12 every night just to make sure my assignments were turned in on time and that all the work that I was turning in was to the best of my ability. I wanted the teachers to think that I was a good student, not necessarily the smartest student, but I wanted them to think that I was putting a lot of hard work into what I was turning in. This amount of stress led to anxiety about not being able to succeed to my goals or my fullest potential, and a lot of people, like the adults in my life, would call me a worrier. I grew up to be a raging perfectionist. But later I was actually diagnosed with severe anxiety and OCD. If you don't know what OCD is, it's a form of perfectionism, meaning if things don't go my way visually, then I have this internal block or almost an emotional trigger. For example, my desk in middle school, all the markers had to be a certain color, my notes had to be beautiful, and my handwriting, if my handwriting wasn't good, I would restart the entire thing because I wanted it to look perfect. Or my water bottle had to be a certain part of my desk. It was this weird thing, and there was nothing I could do about it because it was an internal mental block in my brain that made sure that everything around me was organized. Anxiety. I have pretty severe anxiety. It obviously doesn't stop me from doing the things in my life. I don't really have social anxiety, but I have anxiety about irrational fears. For example, I'm so afraid of getting on airplanes. It's actually an actual problem. I love to travel, I love going places, but especially after COVID, I've had this fear of going on airplanes. I have food anxiety, which means that I'm afraid to try new foods that I've never tried before because I either feel like I'm gonna die or random thing. And there's nothing I can do about it. I know it's pretty irrational, and obviously not a lot of people don't have that, but it's something that I have and it's something that I deal with. And how might you know if you have anxiety? Believe it or not, everybody in this room has anxiety. I may have it to more of an extreme than others, but everybody in this room has anxiety. If you have fear, that's called anxiety. You may have frequent worry that interferes with daily life, withdrawal from social life, or fixation on fear of next panic attack. When you think of anxiety, when you think of mental health, you may think of the most common: depression, anxiety, eating disorders, PTSD, but there's so much more: OCD, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia. Every single person in this room has mental health. It is your job to make sure that your brain is happy and healthy. However, the representatives in our high schools should be brought to the awareness of mental health. They're the ones who are preparing us for life. That's their job. We're gonna have to leave high school being prepared as an adult. They need to know that physical health and mental health should be treated equally because they should be treated the same. If we highlight physical health as such an important aspect, we should be highlighting our mental health the same. And your mental health can appear in physical ways. For example, not being able to make healthy choices, not being able to fight off chronic diseases, nausea, headaches, shortness of breath. Everyone's cases are different. How might you know when you're ready to take a break? You may have a hard time keeping focus. The important relationships in your life tend to deprioritize. Your self-care no longer exists, or your interns running on empty. You have every right to take a break. Just stay home, sleep in a little bit, relieve your stress. Everybody has their different way of coping. I like to sleep. I don't know if that's the best way of coping, but if it helps me, then it works. If the school truly wants you to be the best student you could possibly be, they should be treating your physical health equally to your mental health. In 2018, the Oregon Association of Student Councils held an annual summer camp where they discussed teenage mental health. They created a committee called Students for a Healthy Oregon and put forward House Bill 219. This is the logo of the Oregon Association of Student Councils, and this is House Bill 219. I know it's a bit visually challenging to see, but you guys get the point. These are the points I put. The bill recommended the students the ability to take mental health days off without the punishment of unexcused absences. In 2019, the bill was finally signed into law. Now students have a law on their side that they're able to use to take their days off without being frowned upon as lazy. Since the school has the absences recorded as a mental health day, they can monitor the child inside the school. If the student takes an extended amount of mental health days, they're automatically sent to a counselor for like a check-in. This improvement gives schools the control of the child's safety while giving the kids more free rein on when they're able to take a break. I know California and Colorado are both in the works of making this bill turn into a law, and hopefully Cathedral Catholic can abide by this law and give us the option to like know when we're able to go to school, be the best student we can possibly be, and then when we can just stay home and take our day off. Because the ages that struggle with mental health the most are ages 14 through 24. The ages of high school are ages 14 through 18. This means the age gap that struggles with the most mental health goes beyond our high school years. As said in the article by Fable, school is the final incubation period in which teens can learn, explore, and prepare for the future higher education, professional career, and adulthood that is to follow. We are in the process of becoming adults. We are going to have to be financially stable, pay our own taxes, have our own families, and have our own jobs. We are going to indulge in a high amount of stress, anxiety, and depression. It just doesn't go away. But imagine how much stronger our generation could be if we just learn how to control it. I mean, your brain and your body are way more connected than just by your neck. Thanks for listening.